Hello, Glee fans. This is Shamus Kelley, now senior editor of the Towerlight, here with your opinionated Glee review of Season 3, Episode 18, Choke. Now, hopefully Glee continues this trend of actually being, watchable. I don't feel terrible after watching the episode and feel like I just want to, die inside. This week was actually pretty good. I mean, I'm going to nitpick it to death, but overall I actually really enjoyed it. But there were a few things about it. Let's just go right off the bat. I think as everybody's probably going to comment, because I do the whole Tina watch every week, yeah, she actually talked in this episode. She had lines. She got to sing, and when she did, it was really cool. Oh, my God. It was so great to see her be like a person that didn't have to deal with Mike Chang either. Awesome. This is how she should be if, it was a non-focus episode on her, and she actually talks and does things. Oh, maybe they'll actually give her a focus episode. She hasn't actually had any of those by herself ever, so that'd be nice. Oh, we have to deal with Rachel and Finn again. Oh, don't care about that anymore. Oh, we'll get to that later. So the biggest thing about this episode, and the whole domestic abuse thing with Coach Beast and Cooter, it's really good that Glee is talking about this, because all joking aside, it is a very serious problem that does happen, and I think they did handle it well enough. It's just I question how it just really felt like it came out of left field. Glee has a hat that they just pull social issues out of and decide, we're going to do this week. I know, they maybe should have built up to it a little bit so it didn't seem so out of left field. Once again, they did well with it, but are we going to hear about this ever again? Are we ever going to hear, that's the problem with Glee, is it introduces these cool ideas, never follows up on them, and that's really hard to tell if I like the plot line or not, because if this is all we're going to see, yeah, it's all right, and it was nice, and it was a good lesson, but it didn't feel organic to the plot to me. It just sort of just came out of there, and we haven't seen Coach Beast in 5-6 episodes at least. Where has she been? It would have been nice to have seen her in the last few episodes, just to establish she's there, and then it makes it a bigger deal. But once again, it was well handled enough, and good sort of. It wasn't terribly PSA or anything like that. It felt really real, and I liked how they shot it. And the one song from Chicago was really cool, and it was really well shot. So that was nice. I just wish. I mean, it's sort of Glee writing at this point. The introducing of things and then forgetting about them. So hopefully they'll remember. And they also have a problem, not making things seem like they're coming out of left field. So the whole thing with Puck and his dad, that was kind of cool. I don't really care about what happened. It was nice. They sang some songs, and they had a plan to save him. I didn't really feel anything about the Puck plot. At least they're giving him something to do, And, wow, what a shocker. They actually wrote things beforehand that it didn't seem totally out of left field. What a shocker, Glee writers. You're actually being competent. Good Lord. Do more of this, please. Oh my God, the Kurt thing was awesome. Especially because, it was nice to see Blaine. And it was also kind of cool that Blaine got the scene with Kurt where he was like, oh, you're doing Phantom of the Opera. It was great. But then he got a nice little, that little bit with Mike Chang that had nothing to do with Kurt. And it was just a little character moment. Also, really great. And it's nice to see, Blaine away from Kurt doing other things. And that's apparently what we're going to get next season. So it's a nice it's nice to see. And Kurt, oh my God, his trap performance for the Niata audition was fantastic. One of the more enjoyable Glee numbers I've seen in quite a long time. It definitely beat out the School's Out Forever song at the beginning with Puck, although setting the guitar on fire was kind of cool. But just the whole Kurt thing, everything with Kurt in this episode, I was just totally down for. Totally great. His singing, I mean, maybe some people could say they focus on Kurt too much, but I enjoy it, and they do it well. If they focus on a character a lot, at least make them well written. Unlike, say, Rachel and Finn. Oh, but the thing with Rachel, and she forgot the song, and I really don't like Rachel, but I did feel a little sad about that. She played it very, very well, but still, I just don't really care about her character, and they'll find a way for her to go up to New York anyway, or she'll go to community college, and that's how she'll come back next season anyway. Whatever. Oh yeah, Quinn was not there this week, and for an episode that's talking about you know, females being more stronger in things. You know, her being in a wheelchair would probably be kind of a cool thing to touch on, but where's Diana Agron? Is there like a behind-the-scenes thing I don't know about? I'm sure all of you know about it because you pay attention to behind-the-scenes way more than I do, so tell me down here in the comments. But Rory and Sugar existed. Sugar got to be, you know, do a little bit of something. Rory was just kind of there, proving how useless he really is. But what else about this episode? Oh my god, just Tina speaks. That's what I have written on my notes right there. See that right there? Tina speaks. What a shocker, Glee, that you actually give a character that hasn't done anything something to say or do. Just delightful. Oh, no Mr. Shu this week. Can he be like the new Tina that says like maybe one line like every like 20 episodes? I'd be totally fine with that. But yeah, like this episode was like fun in some places, but also when it did serious stuff, it at least did its best with what it was given. And I actually kind of enjoyed Glee. Like I don't have as much to say this week because it was actually good. It's very odd for me. The music was, you know, kind of decent, good, you know, very emotional. Seeing Whoopi Goldberg was interesting. She wasn't a big deal, so yay, we don't need another new character. The swim team coach was kind of cool because they had introduced her beforehand. Really nice. It was really great to see Coach Beast again. I'd really like to see her more. Oh, well, we can't have nice things. But how they follow up to this will be interesting. But Glee has a problem with following things up, so we'll see on that front. And once again, we got a lot of delightful comments on the video last week, and as you saw, I replied to pretty much all of them. So please leave comments again this week. Let me know if you agree. Maybe you thought this was like a terrible, worst episode of Glee ever, and you had rage-like feelings like I do sometimes. Tell me if so. If not, tell me. I would like to really know what people thought of the whole like domestic abuse thing. Like, because I really liked how they handled it, but once again, I wish they'd introduced it earlier. So I'd really like to get everybody's thoughts on that, and you all make me see things in new and different ways, and that's always really, really, really great. So this episode gets, I will give it a B. I'm feeling generous today. It is a solid B, which is a good track record for Glee, especially after its return. Hopefully they keep going up. Maybe they needed to find their footing after not being on for 7 whatever weeks, you know? So hopefully this trend continues, and we got prom next week, prom again. So that looks to be interesting enough, but I'm sure I'll have all kinds of things to say and nitpick about. And Tina Watch, she did things. Hooray! Maybe she'll actually get to do something like substantial. But anyway, until next week, fans, see you later.